working on this. It's just might have stretched this clay a little too much, but I'm trying to probably not have good enough service. Probably not have good enough service. But when it's really, really, really dry, I like to come in and kind of smooth it out and add like a single drop of water at a time and run around it and kind of break some of the particles down into finer particles by just smoothing over the edges. You know, when it gets, it's not almost dry, but it's dry enough that it becomes stiff and holds its shape. And see how the texture is like that. There's still water in it, so when I begin to kind of smear it, some of that water comes to the surface. See how you smoother like that. I have a little bit of rosemary leaves in it because I was thinking about stamping a pattern in it or burning them in it. But I'm kind of still focused on trying to get the shape just right, trying to get it a little more perfect than my last. This one is not, see, it's not quite as smooth as this one. And one of the reasons is that even though it looked really smooth, it wasn't all the way dry out enough. And so some of the clay was kind of swelled up from being wet and looked thicker than what it was. This one, I really let it dry out for days. I was very patient with this to make sure it wouldn't crack. And this one, I was so in a hurry to fire another piece of pottery. And it cracked a tiny bit. It didn't crack all the way through the pot. It still holds water. I don't know for how long it'll hold water, but I sealed it with a little pine tar. But this one, I'm trying to get this one really good. I got a lot more. All three of these have the same amount of clay in them. You know, and that doesn't hold nowhere near as much as this will. But I wanted really thick walls. I wanted to make sure it didn't crack. When I got a little more confident with it, I stretched that same amount of clay out to this. And they shrink up when you cook them. So I don't really know what the size difference will be, but I've stretched this clay better. That last one, this one, I didn't really have enough at the bottom. But around this side is thicker. Like right here, it's a lot thinner in this section. Here, it's thicker here at the base, and then it gets narrower at the tip. Here, I've brought the narrowing down further. And I'm thinking I've got enough fuel. Hello. I'm thinking I got enough wood and everything. I could probably just, if I let it dry out really good, and then I dry it by the fire, and then I fire it up, I probably could get it to keep from cracking. This area is thinner. One of the things that I find makes it less likely to crack, besides, you know, adding crushed up pottery that's already been fired to the wet clay and not letting it cool down too fast or heat up too fast, is don't have one section too thick and one section thin. Try to get it kind of evenly throughout so that it kind of heats up at, I guess, the same speeds and dries kind of consistently. But it's been raining. I've tilled up a lot of the garden. I've carried a lot of mulch. I've gotten rid of a lot of thorns. What did I do But now it's raining. I can't really. When it's raining lightly, I was out there getting mulch, but now it's raining a little too hard to be doing that. And that makes the service bad. And just where I'm at, I don't have good service. And under this tin roof, I don't have good service. And with the rain, I don't have good service. So probably looks a little staticky on y'all's end. Went live earlier, but not at the time I normally do. Nobody was really watching. Have y'all heard about that Peter, what is it, Peter Thiel? Something like that. That guy's kind of suspicious, building a surveillance state. See this? It's thin like this. You can also use thin off your finger, off of your finger. And I did that earlier. This ring will bear, I don't want to put it back on there. It'll get on my finger, but it's hard to get it back off. A friend gave me this years ago, and I just don't, it won't go over my knuckle too easily. It's a little too small for me. It's got the Lord's Prayer on it before the Mandela effect changes and whatever. I built a pipe out of a. The rain's about to slack off. I think